Welcome back. This video will show you the steps to set up and run Confluent Kafka on a Windows machine. Kafka runs on Linux. You can manage to run it on Windows, but Kafka is designed and developed to run on Linux. So, I recommend you to get the Windows subsystem for Linux, which is also known as WSL. You will need at least Windows 10 operating system. WSL is not supported on older versions of Windows, but it works on Windows Home as well as Windows Pro. All you need is to have the latest Windows updates. In this video, we will learn to do the following. That's a lot. However, I'll show you a step-by-step process for doing it all. So, let's start. The first thing is to set up WSL on your Windows 10 machine. Configuring WSL is simple and straightforward. You can refer to the following link and configure WSL on your machine. The steps are relatively simple. The first step is to run the following command in PowerShell, but you should start the PowerShell as administrator. The second step is to validate if you are running the latest Windows updates. You may not need to perform this step in most likely case. The third step is to run one more command. Step 4 is to download this package and run it. Step 5 is again as simple as running one more command. Finally, you will start the Microsoft Store and search for Ubuntu. I installed Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. I recommend that you install the same. That's all, your WSL is configured. And now you have Ubuntu running on your Windows machine. The next step is to check for JDK. Try this command. If you do not have JDK, you can install it using the following command. That's all. Now you can close your Ubuntu terminal. You are done. Now let's install Windows Terminal. You can find the Windows Terminal in Microsoft Store. Install it and launch it. By default, the terminal starts the Windows PowerShell. However, you can click this down arrow and start an Ubuntu shell. I prefer to make the Ubuntu shell as default. Let's do it. Click this settings option. Windows terminal setting is a JSON file, so you can open this settings JSON in your preferred editor. Here it is. Do you see this default profile? The value of the default profile is a unique ID of the Windows PowerShell. Scroll down and copy the GUID of the Ubuntu shell. Then we can paste it into the default profile. That's all. Now the default shell will be an Ubuntu shell. I also want you to set the starting directory configuration. Here is the value for the starting directory configuration. You should keep the same value except for the last part. It shows my Ubuntu username here, but you can replace it with your username. Save and close the settings file. Now you can close the terminal and start it again. Great. My default terminal is Ubuntu. My current directory is my home directory. Looks good, right? That's all about the preparation. We finished the first 3 items from our list. Let's move on to the next item. We will be installing and running Confluent Kafka locally in the Ubuntu subsystem. However, in your project, you might have access to a remote Kafka cluster. Both types of setup works in the same manner. Now let's download the Confluent Kafka. Go to the confluent.io and hit the Get Started button. Scroll down and you will see a link to download the Confluent platform. Give your email address. Deployment type should be manual. The format should be a tar file. Accept the license terms and start the download. Wait for the download file to complete. Great, my download is complete and here is the file, right? Let me move it to a safer location. I am copying it to my demo folder. Now I need to bring it to my Ubuntu file system. Let me start the Ubuntu terminal. Good. Now I want to copy the Confluent download to my home directory. Let's do it. Your Windows file system is available under the MNT folder. So I can use the cp command like this. This command will copy the downloaded file to my Linux home directory. Now I can untar the download. Use the following command. Done. Let me check. Here is the uncompressed directory. This is my Confluent home. So let me set the Confluent home environment variable for the same. Open your .profile file and set the Confluent home and path environment variable. Restart your Linux terminal and you are done. We are almost done, but for running Kafka in WSL, we need to change some broker configurations. You can find the broker configurations in the Confluent home, etc kafka server.properties. Open the configuration file using your favorite editor. Scroll down and look for the listener's configuration. Uncomment it and change it to point to all IP addresses. Come down and look for the advertised listeners. Uncomment it and change it to point to the local host. Scroll down further and look for listener security protocol map and uncomment it. That's all. Save this file. Now you are ready to start the Confluent Kafka server. I can start the Confluent platform using the following command. Wait for a few minutes while the Confluent platform is starting. Great. So now we have a bunch of Confluent Kafka services up and running. Leave them running in the current terminal and start your browser to hit the localhost 9021. You will see the Confluent Control Center home page. Select your cluster and come to the topics. Let's add a new topic to the cluster. Let me name it as a test topic. Keep the number of partitions as 1 and create it with defaults. That's all. We have a topic now. Let me start a new terminal and run a console producer. Here is the command. Let me send one text message. Let me send one more. Now you can start a new terminal and start a consumer. Here is the command. You can see the output, right? Great. We are done installing Confluent Kafka on our local machine and we also tested it once. Now you can close the consumer and also close the producer. You can stop the Confluent platform using the following command. Once closed, you may also want to clean up all the data and topics. You can do it using the following command. If you start the Confluent platform again, you will again see it in the initial state. You can create new topics, produce and consume data, and use it as your local development cluster. That's all I wanted to show you in this video. We'll start creating some Kafka applications in the coming video and use this cluster for our development and testing. See you again. Keep learning and keep growing.